A huge shout out to Adult World Gamers. The guys are frequently giving me keys so I can curate with them together some new games, old and new games. So do me a favor, check their Curator page, link is in the description. Give them a follow up like this one here, check this and go there. And just give them some love, and we will now go to the new game and check what it's worth.
Anora, time to sleep now.
I don't want to.
I know you feel sad about losing him. And I do too. But you need to get some rest.
Alan was a good dog and didn't hurt anybody. But why did he have to pass away?
Come here, dear. Have I told you a story about a lioness cub who just woke up one day without any memory of what happened and where she is at? While looking around, she first found a glowing speck of light, and it made her hear mysterious voices, like it is right in front of her. She heard voices of a mother, her daughter, and the father arguing but not wasting any time, leaving the farm because the soldiers are coming.
I am not in the mood for story time, Mother.
But you always like story time. What should I do with you? Now, while they're rushing to leave the farm, the child was crying over something, like it is so precious to her. She didn't want to leave it behind, but she kept screaming to go back for it. The father just kept the wagon steady and fast, so the people that are chasing them wouldn't catch up to them. He felt relieved that his family is safe, but he is saddened as his child has lost what is precious to her. He has this regretful look while holding the reins and felt responsible for one's death. But forgiveness from his daughter is not in sight nor in mind. He knew that there will be a forever scar in his daughter's heart that he caused. Honora, I am really sorry for what happened. As they made their way on the bridge, the mother saw them approaching, and she recognized that the soldiers were scouts from the kingdom of Orim. So she told the father to go faster. But all of them flew an arrow hitting the father at the back, but most of them missed. The child was petrified after what she just saw. An arrow struck her father's shoulder, while a bright red blood drips through his shirt. The mother took the child to the cover of the wagon and covered the child's eyes, afraid of seeing her father losing blood in front of them. The father was losing breath, and he is blacking out. He still tries his best to stay alive, but at that point, he knew that nothing can save him. Being not fast enough, the father made a decision to set himself as a decoy so his wife and child can escape. He told them to head to the bushes and just follow the river. It will lead them to the city. But they both refused to leave him behind, worrying that he might get killed. The father said to the mother, "Promise me that you'll keep her safe." The mother said back, "Yes," with fear on her face, thinking that her husband might not come back.
What is wrong with the soldiers? Why can't they just leave them alone?
Oh, so you were listening. I thought you didn't like story time.
I wasn't listening. I was just asking.
Not all kings are peaceful as our king now. The king of Orin has conquered other kingdoms and attacked them if they disobeyed. When the king decided to cross the sea between their continent, Sebral and Pliela, an attack to Gantric was inevitable.
Why cannot they just be peaceful towards another?
The world is full of evil, Honora.
But there's good too.
Of course, my child. After a long pursuit, the father's horses couldn't gallop anymore. The just collapsed, but the soldiers are still going after the father, who is just exhausted from the pain that is caused by the arrow. He just sat and watched the moonlight go through the falling leaves. He goes down from the wagon seat and said to the horses, "Thank you for always helping." Then the father removes the reins to set them free. Soldiers then halted from mid-distance and once again shot arrows at the father. From his last breath, the father whispered, "Sorry," for the lie that he told to his family, and wished them that they are safe and hope to reach the city.
That is just... There's got to be more that he could have done.
There was nothing more, Honora. He just accepted his fate.
You can't just accept it like that. Just like Alan's death. I don't accept it.
We just have to accept it, Honora. There is nothing we can do about it.
No, I won't.
As the mother and the child continues to follow the river, they painfully endure the frostbite of the ravine. The mother tucked her child under the hide and said to the child, "Stay close to keep themselves warm." As the mother stuck out her head to see where they are heading to, but this caused her face to go numb because of the cold. The child then peeked out of the hide and saw her mother's face going red, then pulled her mother's hand and told her to stop and find a place to rest. Freezing and exhausted, they settled down on with some rocks for cover. The mother pulled out their last bread. The mother took a small piece of the bread, and the big piece of the bread is for her daughter. But the daughter refused to take the big piece. Instead, she split it in half for her mother, and saying sorry for not being helpful to her. The mother cried, feeling that she failed to give her daughter a life without sadness and chaos. The child wiped the tears on the mother's cheeks and said, "As long as I am with Mama and Father, I can face any sadness and chaos while smiling." Are you crying?
No, I'm not.
The unsettling night lets danger loom in its shadows, while the mother and the child hastily move in its shroud. As they continue walking through the blizzard, they were attacked by a pack of wolves. The mother tried to threaten them with her torch while clutching the child behind her. as they slowly walked backwards. The child felt so useless, as she wanted to help her mother, but she ignored her fear, thinking of her father who had been through worse. She screamed so loud that it made the wolves back out. The mother quickly carried the child to her back and ran, but one wolf bit the mother on her leg, making her stumble and fall, with the child dropping on the snow. The child kept screaming, but the wolves didn't scare anymore. Then the mother said, "Run! Don't look back! Save yourself!" The child couldn't just let her mother die, yet she felt powerless and helpless. The mother begged her daughter to save herself, never look back and meet her father in the city. The child burst in tears and ran. Pain and anger didn't stop her from running through the blizzard while crying.
Why is this happening to them? What have they done wrong to deserve this?
War can make people do hard decisions, even corner them to a decision that they will regret. Anora. After a long harsh journey, she finally saw the city at the distance. With a smile and joy on her face, she was so excited to see her father. She ran as fast as she could. Even though she's barefoot and hungry, it didn't matter to her.
I kinda feel sorry for her.
It means you are lucky to have your parents around and a home. So praise your mother now, child.
No.
While looking from afar, her body has reached its limit and just collapsed from hunger and exhaustion. A few hours on the ground, a group of soldiers from the city found her on the ground, still awake and whispering something to them. One of the soldiers brought her water and saddled her on the horse's back to be brought back to the city.
Is she finally safe, Mother?
That is for another tale, my child,
Why not now?
because that is how it is.
You are old and grumpy.
What did you say, child?
What happened to the club? Mother?
Honora, have you ever heard of the creatures called ancients?
What's an ancient?
For a long, long time before humans and other races, creatures known as ancients was said to roam the lands. Stories of old told that these ancients were sent out by the creators of the worlds to protect their creations.
Whoa! Have you seen one of these ancients, Mother? What do they look like?
No one has ever seen these creatures before. Only in stories and books have they been told. But some legends also said that it's the spirit of the ones who refused to fast, and they still have something that they want to do, although couldn't do it.
It is not possible.
She became an ancient herself and was never seen again.
That's unfair and cruel. Why did the family had to leave the cub behind?
It was the father's choice, Honora. It's the cub or his family. You. We just have to accept the fact that they are gone. Live with that scar and move on. But whatever you do, never forget them. It's the only thing that we can do for them.
It's just sad.
Life is full of uncertainties, where we will encounter them at some point in our lives. And when that comes, we have to be prepared, even if it means sacrificing some parts of ourselves.
But there could have been a way to avoid that conflict, or even a sacrifice, Mother.
I wish there was a way to, dear.